Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Recovery. I think this is a question that has to be asked every year. Um, until RCB eventually win it, obviously. Um, it has been asked a few times in previous years. It's this question's been asked already on like a number of preview shows and podcasts already this year. Um, is it going to be RCB season? Adi, what do you think, bro? Like after 18 years, they're doing like all these ads now. 18 for number 18, all of that. It's the 18th IPL season. Virat Kohli is of course infamous with the number. Is it going to be RCB's year? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Me personally, I'm not that confident going into the season. I just think overall, bro, like the trajectory we were going the past 3 years and the way we're building the squad, I think it's been dismantled and we've gone the total opposite way. In terms of having experienced players, in terms of having, the right players at the right place. I think also overall, like you look at the foreign players compared to what we had before, I think it's been weakened. And overall, I just don't see the right squad balance in my opinion. Just in terms of all the players there, especially the batting lineup. I just don't see the right balance in their batting lineup. I don't know how they're going to like complement each other. That's my main concern because looking at the past 2 3 IPL seasons, it's not really about the players, but it's about how they complement each other, especially batting lineups. Like even last year KKR, previous year CSK, you had guys like Narayan, even Rahane, who was, not playing too much T20, performing well for them. And looking at this team, I really don't see that one player out of, the main players who can perform consistently, in my opinion. And I don't know, it's just a weird team I feel like RCB has built. I don't think the scouting has gone through deep enough to understand the Indian talents, which, like, you look at every IPL team in the recent past, you need to have good Indian talents, local Indian talents to produce them and play them. With RCB, they've been too lazy in that. I feel like overall we don't have squad depth also because, for example, again going into the season, I don't want to take an injuries to be a factor. But if for example there is an injury for someone like Salt or someone, we don't have a real replacement as an opener. We don't have another player who can come in and make play the same job. So like it becomes difficult. And overall squad depth. Look at the bowling lineup. We don't know if Hazel was going to play. Like I haven't seen him
Reports are
report to
saying
the
that he
RCB.
will play. Reports are saying
Yeah,
that
but
he
I
will
haven't
play.
seen him report to the camp yet, and I don't know what's his physical. His fitness state right now. So I can't really say if he's going to play, be committed for IPL, etc. And my point is again, bro, like even in the bowling depth, it's too weak. Like you don't have enough spinners right now to make a difference, which was the same problem last year. I think from last year, if you had built upon a similar philosophy with buying a experienced spinner would have been a different thing. We don't really have that spinner also, and I think overall it's I don't know, it's just a new team. Maybe that's why I myself lack confidence because again I'm trying to compare from the last 3 years of RCB, especially last year, from where they went. And just looking at that, I feel like that team has suddenly been dismantled and a whole new team has just been assembled. So yeah, for me, it's just like a difficult thing to view and say, yeah, like this can be the year because I think other teams are stronger than us in various departments.
Hmm. I actually, for one, think like this is a very balanced RCB squad. Like this is one of the most balanced teams I feel like I've seen in like throughout RCB history. Because usually what RCB has done traditionally is gone very batting heavy, gone very foreigners heavy. Like you'd get the big hitters. You had Chris Gayle and AB de Villiers always, and they would add like one more foreigner to that mix. Like they would add like they've added Maxwell in recent years. Before Maxwell, it was Shane Watson was around for a bit. They had Shimran Hetmeyer for one season. So they always try to add more batting to the already explosive batting which we had, which with Gale and AB, and I think we always compromised on some quality bowling. We know the story; it's not something that I have to say it. I genuinely think, though, in the last 3 years, the one thing that we got right was we did actually look at the bowling side of things, and we did try to add some quality into the bowling. I think the year Hazelwood was around, we did really well from a bowling perspective. I think Siraj was good those couple of seasons. Of course, he didn't have a great 2024 IPL, but in general, I think RCB saw some change in terms of getting a getting a better bowling unit, and I think that's sort of continued even this season. Like, I'm not disappointed at all by the makeup of the squad. Traditionally, again, in a 2 month long IPL competition, we don't see a lot of injuries. So I'm banking on the fact that, yeah, there is definitely a question
Bro,
over the
we
depth.
RCB have dealt with a lot of injuries for the past 3 years,
I,
so you
I, I,
can't.
I I don't remember anybody going mid-season injured. Like, I don't remember.
But
I can't
bro,
remember.
in 2023, we barely had a squad that year. We didn't have Patidar, we didn't have Will Jacks
No, no, but
playing
I'm
that
talking
entire
about
season.
mid-season.
We didn't
Mid-season.
have Hazelwood playing that
No, no,
season.
mid-season. Adi, mid-season, we've never lost. We have not lost players mid-season. Rajat Patidar came into the season injured. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
and the
losing
point is,
players
and
during the competition doesn't happen much.
bro, you just saw 1 month ago Bethel getting injured in between a game
I
of
agree, but
against
I'm
India.
saying that the likelihood of it happening in such a small competition is very less. We haven't really
Two
seen
months
it.
is a long time, and like you can get injured. My whole point is
You
last year,
can, of
if
course, you can get injured, but the point is,
yeah,
has
so
it
the
happened
whole
with RCB?
point is if
I don't remember.
no, no, no.
I
I'm
don't
not saying
remember.
it's going to be a so short thing. My point is, last year, for example, if Faf got injured, you had a replacement with Will Jacks ready there. Like you had no issues. For example, if Faf was not playing well, you had a like to like replacement there, right? Even Maxwell missed some games. He had to go back or some personal issues, if I'm not wrong, or he took a break suddenly. He went out. We still could replace his. You know, replace him with ease because we had that option of Will Jacks. Like he
No, I
covered both of
agree.
them.
I agree in the sense that there is not enough depth. I agree, but I'm just saying traditionally, if you look at the competition, during the course of the competition, you don't get a lot of injuries.
No, but even
And
if even
then,
if you want to talk about Salt not performing well because he hasn't played well for the past 2 months straight, and there's no
yeah,
guarantees he will. Like again, what is your replacement? You spend 11 crores on him, and last year again you could have replaced him with another
bro, see
opener.
that you have to bank him. Like, of course, he's not had a good
But you
one
have
or
to
two
have
months in
options,
white ball
Rahul. Like
cricket,
look
but
at any top team,
you have to go with
you
it.
always have options.
I don't think anybody when we bought Phil Salt would have said, okay, that's a bad buy. Yeah, he's not had a good start.
We're not talking about bad buy. We're talking about having options in your squad.
Bro, that's
For
what I'm saying.
example,
So they've banked on it and they've
you
trusted it.
bank
So
on a player,
go
bro.
with it.
How many times have RCB banked on so many players? You can't just say it's a sure shot. My point is, you're building a squad for the next
Nothing is a
3 years.
short. Nothing
No,
is a
you're
short
building.
shot. But
But the whole point is you have to have options. We don't have that. You look at the other top teams; they have options. For example, you look at KKR last year. They lost Phil Salt. They had a great option with Gurbaz right there, like literally like to like replacement. Can I, example if Salt is not performing, if he's injured, anyone like for the matter of fact, you have the like to like replacement. Do you have a decent enough replacement for him? No. Even with the bowling side, you lose one of your main bowlers, you don't have a like to like
no,
replacement. You don't have a
but
good
the
enough
but
replacement.
bro, see again. I think T20. Yeah, of course you don't have the exact same replacement for like say a Phil Salt, but I think genuinely like
We're
you
not
can
talking
work
about
around it.
exact same.
You can have Devdutt Padikkal open the batting, have Jacob Bettel bat at three. I'm sure that management will look at
No, but
certain
that's not
options.
good enough, Rahul. That's my point. You have to
No,
have good
see,
enough
that
players
is
playing.
not good enough. Obviously, the second option is not going to be as good as your first option. I think, but I genuinely think like the way we're going into
Build
this
a s-
competition is not bad.
you
The
can,
first
but you
11
can
is
build
not
a
bad at all.
squad with that right talent, Rahul. You're saying Dev that can play. He's a guy who's played 4 5 seasons of IPL right now. What this is fifth season coming into it. He's
Yeah.
not performed in one season to
No,
the
that's
mark.
also because again, context to that whole thing is, of course, he started with RCB when he opened the batting. That's when he had the most success. After that, he struggled really badly because he's been batting at three for RR. He's not going to bat outside the power play. Like
No,
you
you
know, he's
realize
not
he's
that
going to
guy.
play three for RCB. So again, the point
No, that's
stands.
what
Like
I'm
if
saying.
you
If say Assault gets injured, you can have Devdutt open the batting with Virat.
no, see,
You
you
can have
can't
Bethan at
bank
three.
on a performance which was 4 years ago in a COVID IPL where you played in a
But
I'm
single
not
he's
saying
season.
he's
not.
going to be. I'm not
You're not
saying he's going
banking
to
on
be
it.
the.
You're saying you're
Yeah, I'm not
calling it
banking
a
on it.
backup.
This is a backup option.
We
Like I'm not.
don't, Rishi. That's the whole point. You're losing Salt, who you spent 11 crores, and his replacement is literally an uncapped Indian player. Like that's not the same quality of replacement. You,
Bro,
for
Yeah,
Adi,
of
example,
like
course it
that
is
again,
again,
not.
I can
Of
say.
course, the
bro,
quality
you
is
go back
not
to
going to
I'm
be
RR
not
there.
last
saying,
year.
dude.
Go back to RR last year when they lost Butler. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but like they replaced him with a batsman who was not capable of his same quality, and they suffered in the playoffs. They
Colin
No,
Cadmore,
that
if I'm not
that's
wrong.
that's what I'm saying. That is a
huh?
story everywhere. Rishi, tell me
No,
Mumbai,
but
bro, if you lose For example,
But bro, top teams don't have that issue.
what do you mean?
Top teams really don't have it. That strong teams like
That's
SRH,
exactly what
like
I'm asking.
KKR,
I'm asking
they don't
Rishi.
have an issue.
I'm
So
asking
I'm not
Rishi.
talking, but
If
I'm
you
talking about the
lose,
top teams. Like we're
if
not
you lose,
comparing.
if you Rishi, if you lose Bumrah, do you have a like for like replacement? Of course
Of
not.
course not. The best in the
But,
world, you
but
don't
when
have
have I ever said
a
that,
like for
bro?
like replacement.
It's so simple. Like if you understand, I'm not saying we should have a like to like replacement for Salt. Like the whole point is you have squad depth. You can build a squad where you have an backup opener. Does RCB have that right now? No, we don't.
Adi, that's
We
what I'm
spent,
Devdutt
saying. I'm
Padikkal,
not. Devdutt Padikkal
bro.
is
Do
an
you realize the
opener.
quality difference between one of the best T20 players
Of
last
course,
season
there's going to
versus
be a
Devdutt
quality difference.
Padikkal,
But
who's not even
that we
playing
are
good level of
agreeing.
cricket?
That we are agreeing. Like I'm not. I don't think anybody is
Exactly. So
denying.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
compare myself to the top teams, the teams who won IPL. I look at last year for a guy like, KKR to lose Salt in the playoffs and still upgrade and play well. The point is, can other teams can do it, but RCB can't. I look at SRH, they can literally swap any player as an
No,
opener
but
if they lose
Adi,
Travis
that
Head.
you're looking at very okay. Like say take
I'm
Mumbai
talking about the
Indians
top
for
teams. If we
example.
want to win the IPL, I
Okay,
have to look at the
if
top
you lose
teams.
Rohit Sharma at the top of the order, do you have a replacement for Rohit Sharma? You
Bro,
don't.
you don't
not
have a
really.
replacement. You don't have a replacement for Kohli. I'm not saying that. I'm saying can someone else come and play the position
That's
for Mumbai?
exactly
I
what
don't
I'm
know. I
asking
don't
him.
know the full
That's
depth squad.
Adi. That's exactly what I'm asking him. Who else will open the batting for Mumbai Indians if Rohit Sharma is
Bro,
not
Rahul,
available?
this is a simple question, bro. Last year there were two situations, KKR and Rajasthan. I'm just trying to put you back in that scenario. When Rajasthan lost Butler, they had a replacement. When KKR lost Salt, they had a replacement. Rajasthan didn't have a good enough replacement. I'm not saying you have to beat Butler to play. Like at the end of the day, Gurbaz is not as good as Salt in terms of everything. But the point is, you have a good enough player to come in, swap in if it's needed and play at a high level, at least to
Adi,
not the
okay,
literal same level, but to a good level.
fine, that I take. But I'm saying you cannot have every team will not have
You can,
really good
Rahul.
second
Bro, you
options.
could have literally bought, bro. I'll tell you how. You could have literally put and no one bid it for Duckett, for example. You could have literally bought him for 2 crores when there were players like NGD which were bought for no
That's
reason.
what
So
I'm
you can.
saying.
Please
You're
don't tell me
saying
the squad
Duckett,
is.
but Duckett's boom into white ball cricket happened after the auction. Like it,
Bro, he's been playing
yes,
T20 well for so long,
no,
Rahul.
but
Please
I'm
go
I'm
look at his
talking about
local
an
formats.
international
Like, look at his local
at
formats. I'm sorry.
international level.
Bro,
He has
Bethel
not.
didn't play international level top cricket. Will Jacks never played for England until he was bought before he even played for.
Bro, one
You
second,
can't
Adi.
just
Now
say
you're
that.
saying Ben Duckett, but at that point, of course, none of
I,
us would have been
bro,
said.
you can
No,
literally go
nobody
check
even
the
spoke
WhatsApp
about
group.
Duckett.
I was speaking saying we have to buy Ben Duckett because he's
Okay,
been performing well.
Fair play
My
to
whole
you. Like
point
you
is,
said,
bro,
buy
but
Ben Duckett. But I'm saying
my whole point is not about you. You haven't. But point is, RCB had the opportunity to build the squad. They didn't build it right, and I'm criticizing that. And it's as simple as that.
no.
You
Okay,
can't
fine,
just
fine.
bank on one player.
We're agreeing to the fact that there isn't enough squad depth. But my point is simple. You don't see a lot of injuries in general.
I'm not only
That,
talking about
that's
injuries,
it.
Rahul. What if he's not performing to the level he has to? I'm just giving
Okay,
scenarios.
fine. If Salt is not performing to the levels he's at to, then we criticize them 100%. But now they've taken like punt on it and we go for it. Like I back the decision. I'm going
And
for it.
I'm just saying, previous T20 franchises, what I've seen, you have to be a dynamic T20 team. I look at teams like KKR, even CSK to an extent, when they had Conway, they had Rachin Ravindra, they had Rane, they could swap anyone with Gaikwad to open. They could do anything and, be more dynamic. RCB just doesn't have that right now. With the bowling lineup, with the spin lineup, and the batting lineup, I don't think they're dynamic enough. And my
No,
whole
that's
point
what
is just
I think. Like on the other hand, that this is one of the most settled teams in the sense that you know who your 11 are going to be, and you stay almost like 10 out of 11 players. You have to stay consistent with it, and I'm fine with that. Like I don't mind it. This is one of the times where I don't see RCB making like a lot of changes because traditionally it's happened. Like through as the season has
traditionally
gone by,
There
RCB
are
had.
they make
there
changes
are
and
two ways
changes and
to
changes.
see, there are two ways to look at this. Like one is from a very like neutral perspective, you can directly ask, okay, is RCB primed to win the IPL this year? And then one more, you can give a little bit more context as to where RCB are coming from and how the squad has been dealt with in the past and how they've been performing. Like, if you're going to say from a neutral perspective, I personally don't think they're ready to really gun for the IPL yet. But if you are to ask the second question as to where RCB are standing compared to where they are previously, definitely I would side with Rahul and say that they are a little bit more balanced. Of course, I'm concerned about their spin because I feel like that spin department is
How are
very
we more
dependent on Krunal
balanced?
Pandya and Swapnil.
Wait, I'm
Because
sorry to
RCB are traditionally a side that is heavily batting dependent and gets slapped for runs. Like you guys have a history of not being able to keep teams from chasing. Like they can, like whatever score you put up, like teams have always been able to chase down. And even if you guys get hit for runs in the first innings, it's always come down to one or two batsmen having to pull rabbit out of the hat. So compared to that perspective, I feel RCB have a better, at least pace bowling lineup. It's not that um like I'd say it's not looking like it's going to get hit as much. And from a
We
batting
are
perspective also, like you have decent batters. Like of course they're not the best. I'd say Patidar, Kohli, Phil Salt, Jitesh Sharma, and Kunal Pandya is definitely going to play. And then one of Liam Livingston, Tim David, Romario Shepherd, or Jacob Bethel. So these are not, like, you have options for batting at least. Like pitch hitting, you have one or two options. Like Liam Livingston's going to play. And then who else is the other foreigner that's going to play? Most
No,
likely
so
Jacob Bethel.
the reason
Like,
I'm saying it's balanced is because if you look at the RCB batting lineup, it's pretty solid. Like you open with, of course, Phil Salt and Virat Kohli, it's a given. You know what you're going to get from Virat, and you banked on Phil Salt, and it's a very good buy. I think like you have to say the guy who struck at 182 last year, of course he's going to go for 11 crores.
in a
He
batter
will
in
go
a
for
batter
11 crores.
friendly pitch, that too, for
And
in
like
of Chinnaswamy.
even though like Phil Salt hasn't had a good 2 months, I'm going to expect him to do well. Like that is it. Like he's a top player. Like
everyone's going to expect him to do well,
yeah,
Rahul. The whole point is not just about starting 11, but you look at the balance, it's just not there. I'm sorry
bro,
to say.
I
You have
think
a
it's a
lot of
very well
streaky players,
balanced
bro.
team
Like,
because you've got the two of them there, and you've got potentially Jacob Bethel at three. Like
you don't
that.
have a left hand number three who can
Yeah,
beat it.
Jacob Bethel is left-handed.
If you're playing Bethel, you don't have batting depth.
No, you do. Jacob
You don't.
Bethel bats at three.
You don't.
Okay, no,
Okay.
he does. Jacob Bethel bats at three. You have Rajat
Okay.
Patidar at four. That is
Okay.
brilliant top four. At number five, you've got
Okay.
DM Livingston. Number six, you have Jitesh Sharma. Okay,
Liam Livingston, who's not had a great IPL career
top
till now.
six.
Okay.
Adi, he strikes at 162 in the IPL.
What's his
DM
average, bro? What
Livingston.
has he done much for? Like, what was his
What do you want?
average last
Adi
two
has
seasons?
slow down the order. What
Bro,
do you want?
can
What
you
do you want from him?
can you tell me what was his average last year and how he played last year? It was not a
Yeah,
great
last year he
performance.
struck at
We've seen
142. He
Liam
struck at
Livingston for a
142.
long time. He's not been great enough where he's pulled, a lot of runs and in terms of like
I don't
pulled
think
Kings XI Punjab
his
into
role
winning
is not. I
position.
don't think his role is going to be to play a long innings or a big innings. I think he's again, of course, because he's only batting at five or potentially at six, depending on what the management goes with. It's going to be those 30, 40 runs. That's all that you need from Livingston because the top four, you're expecting like beginning from Kohli, Salt, potentially some from Bethel, like a good like 40, 50 if he plays. And again, Rajat Patidar, you're also
But that
expecting
is
good
just in an
runs.
ideal scenario. Like we are talking about in an ideal scenario. But the
Yes, but
point is,
Adi from a
do
number
RCB have
five,
the
from a
experience
number
and
five,
explosiveness? No, we don't.
from a number five, are you expecting like a very high average? No.
It's
Or
not just
number
about
six.
average. It's about my eye test. What I've seen from Livingston and what I've seen him in the IPL till now. What I've seen him play for T20 in the T20s, playing this Champions Trophy, even though it's a different format. Like what I've seen from him, I don't know what I can get from him, and that's it.
I'll
Like
just tell you,
it's an
Livingston
unknown for me.
last 3 years, Livingston strike rate 142, 163, and 182.
For me, it's still an unknown, Rahul. It's as simple as that. Like maybe in a different
Of course, it's an
environment in
unknown.
Chinnaswamy
Of
Stadium,
course,
it can
it's
be
an
different.
unknown. Of course,
Yeah,
it's
but
an
for me,
unknown.
like, yeah, but like when 3 years ago, when we got Maxwell, I knew what I could get from Maxwell, and it was a big success. And my point is, moving from that to Livingstone, I think I always told it's an upgrade. But again, going through what I saw in this T20 series against India, playing, in pretty flat pitches, and what I saw them playing in the ODI games, I'm not going to sit there and be like they're in the brightest, form coming into this
No,
tournament.
that I
They've been
agree.
playing in good touch,
That
and
is
my whole
that
point
is
is
there.
form matters.
But genuinely, like I would still back Livingston. Like I don't think he's a bad player or anything. I think he's a pretty
I'm not
solid,
saying that, bro.
proven
My whole
IPL
point is
player. Is a safe bet, like in the sense that yeah, he's got some pedigree behind him in the IPL. Like I understand why they've gone for Livingston, and he's obviously going to give you 2 overs at least with the ball, right? Like so you're getting
yeah.
that much more from him. So like
But
they
again, it's
definitely.
very easy to say you're going to get 2 overs, but it's about quality over quantity. I rather have five
No,
ballers of
I
really
actually
good
rate
quality.
Livingston as a bowler because he can bowl leg spin and off spin, whatever
Bro,
you
he
want.
was getting smashed out the park in the India series. It was like
Bro,
left, right, center.
fine.
What do you
He
mean that?
got my.
Like, you
But
have to
bro,
take that
one
into
thing
context,
I'm
man.
looking at, I'm just telling you, like his what he has done in the IPL, like he's not that bad. Last year he bowled at an economy of 7.
Bro,
Like
I'm
it's
trying to
not
say
bad at
that was
all.
not Chinnaswamy Stadium, Rahul. That was Mohali. He was playing there. My point is, Chinnaswamy is a
Okay.
different entirely different
I
place. Like
agree, I
you
agree,
can
but
get smashed. And again, like I come down to the spinners. Krunal Pandya is the only spinner, and I still like for whatever you guys tell him, I'm not confident with him in Chinnaswamy Stadium. And my other spinner is Suyash, and again, that guy is a guy who's not had a great IPL career. You look at his economy, it's around 10. I look at his domestic economy also, it's pretty high. Where are the spinners? Where are the game changers, bro? Again, look at the other big teams have always had game changers in spin
no,
department.
I definitely
RCB don't
think
have it.
we could have got a better leg spinner than Suresh Sharma, but I would still say it's an upgrade on last year in the sense that we had Karan
But,
Sharma,
but, bro, but
who
we
you
are trying to
can rely
compare
on.
this to the IPL teams that's there
Yeah.
right now. And
Huh.
that's the whole thing. Like, but we are
Again,
trying to compare to the IPL teams that's already been built for this season now. Like, if you're saying RCB can go in to win, like, look at the guys we're going to
yeah, that's
compete
what I'm
against. We
saying.
just,
That's what I'm saying, dude. See, last now you got 4 overs from Kunal Pandya. You're expecting 4 overs from Kunal Pandya any day, like, and he will deliver those 4 overs, I believe. Okay, and then you got Livingston, who will definitely bowl you 2-3 overs easy. Surya Sharma is your leg spinner. The one year he had with KKR, and he played at Eden Gardens, mind you. 11 games, 8 economy, and he picked up 10 wickets. Okay.
okay.
Not it's not terrible. Like that's my point. Like he's definitely an upgrade on Karan Sharma. He's not the best leg spinner, I agree. Like I think we could have obviously gotten a better leg spinner, but
Yeah, and in the auctions, we had the opportunity to get a better leg spinner,
yeah,
but that
fair
went
enough.
to another team which we lack. Bro, Rahul, look at every strong team. Look at Rajasthan, look at Mumbai, look at, for example, even Chennai. They have better spinners. Look at Gujarat, they all have better spinners. Sorry, even KKR. Like, that's any team. I go back again to history.
KKR you can't compare because like they just retain their players. It's not like you could have had a chance to get them.
Yeah, so we are competing against KKR. So what do you
Mumbai
want me to say?
Indians, our spinners are Mitch Santner, who again,
Bro,
when it
that's
comes to
enough
Test and
from him.
ODIs, are brilliant, but T20 again, he hasn't gotten much chance to
Yeah,
play in
I'm just saying like
for CSK. So
Adi, like you
I'm not
can't
going to bank on him. Our
every
backup is Karan Sharma, so Mumbai doesn't have a good
Mumbai doesn't have a
spin
spin. No,
department either.
and again
I
like
respect
KKR.
Karan Sharma, honestly, bro.
Okay, brother. Now you're taking the piss. Karan Sharma, you're
No,
saying
Karan Sharma's every team he's played for, they've gone to the playoffs. So I can't even say like what can I say?
yeah, with him sitting on the bench, they were going to the playoffs. Yeah,
No, he's played, bro. He's always been prominent in
Adi,
every
bro. In
squad.
the last few years, you seriously think Karan Sharma has been like a key player in any IPL team?
Who's when did I utter the word he's a key player
Okay,
for every
has he played enough? I don't even think he would have played half the IPLs.
Yeah, bro. I remember 2016 he played for
When Adi, you're
SRH
going
in the
9
finals.
years back.
No, I'm just saying I can remember like when
Okay,
SRH won the
Karan
finals, he was
Sharma
a
in the
prominent
last
player there.
2023 played 7 games, 2020 played 5 games, 2019 played 1 game,
Bro,
2018 played
I
6
just
games.
said I respect Karan Sharma. That's it.
For
Like, why are
what?
you attacking me for that?
I'm asking you for what? Like you're
Because
saying
he's
Karan
won
Sharma is a good
IPL
spinner.
trophies with three different
Bro,
teams or
like that,
something.
he
That's
can sit on the
good
bench
enough,
and
bro.
win trophies. That's not a big deal. Like it's not that
No,
deep.
but I remember him winning against RCB itself. So why should I
Okay,
go back?
fine.
What can
2016
I
Karan
say?
Sharma was great. Now the point is, even KKR, if you look at them, yeah, obviously traditionally they've done well as a bowling side.
But
Batting, they
why?
also don't have.
Bro, this I'm not comparing KKR to this year, but I'm talking about the spin
You're
department. If I
saying
have
that
to,
you're competing against these teams, right? I'm just telling you that not every
as a
team will
spin
be perfect.
department, I was talking about CSK. I was talking about Rajasthan. I was talking about teams like, what is that? I'm sorry, KKR. Like,
Yeah,
as a
that's my
spin
point.
department
Every team
comparison.
will have a small flaw. Like you can't do anything. Like RCB, I can't be like, okay, this is a bad team because at the
But
end of
are
the
you
day, you
saying
tick all your boxes. Like all
But
the
are you saying
economy.
average of each versus best of one? I think if you
No,
can have a
I think we
strongest
have one of the best
strength,
openers in the
in what
competition in
sense? You
IPL.
haven't even seen them play like
Hopefully
together.
short. Adi, then how
Bro,
can you say anything about anyone?
how can you? No, my point is, how can you say, bro? I look at good, like for example, GT. They have Gill and Butler opening. How can I literally sit here and say Salt versus, Salt and Kohli are the best openers? Like I can't sit and say I've never watched Salt enough to be like this guy is the best opener and going to compliment Kohli. Like you can't. You just can't.
Bro, what do you mean compliment Kohli? Like that, even Gill and Butler have never played together. How do you know they'll
No, but
complement
we've
each other?
seen Butler for ages. We've seen Gill for
So
ages,
I've
and they
also seen
performed.
Kohli for ages. Like that's Adi, you can't say
Kohli
that
is fine. You've
just
seen
because
him
he's
for
a new
ages, but
player,
have
he's
you
not.
seen Salt perform? Like you can't sit and say you've
Like,
seen a
bro, he struck
Salt has had a
192 last
brilliant,
year.
bro. Can you tell
had a
me
brilliant IPL last year.
he had one good year? But can you tell me how his performance
He
was the
just
previous
played
two
2 years of
years?
the IPL, dude. Like,
Exactly. So tell me his first year. I think it was against with Punjab or Delhi. I'm sorry, he used to play for Delhi. Can you tell me how his numbers were for Delhi?
yeah, it was still pretty good. He struck at 160 something. I'll get you the
What was
numbers.
his average, bro? As an
I'll
opener,
get
that
you the numbers,
matters.
bro. I'll tell you. Wait.
He had a flop. He got dropped. And that time we were all talking about Warner being, so bad, and he was a part of that batting lineup. So my whole point is I've not seen enough to say we have the best opening bat like pair. Like I just
I
can't.
think he's one of the
Rajasthan
openers. I
have
think,
guys who are like
dude,
you
if I have
can't say
Virat
them.
Kohli and Phil Salt as my openers, I genuinely think we have one of the best opening bats, like opening
One of
partnership.
maybe, but you
Yeah,
can't just say we have the best. Like
I'm
it
not.
just
I can't. I can definitely don't call that average. Like that's not average at all.
who called it average, bro? Like I
You
don't
just said you want
remember.
average of all, or
I
like,
don't remember telling our opening pair is average. Like I
but you
never
said
said that.
you want average of all, or like the best of some.
Average means you have to talk batting as a whole, bowling as a whole, spinners as a whole. That's
I don't
what
think
is an
bat. I just
average.
think
I'm
that
not
our
just
bat.
saying
You think our batting
opening
is
is.
average?
Yeah, overall, yes, I do believe so. Like from the
Okay,
quality I've seen, are you saying going to last year when you had Will Jacks, when you had Cameron Green, you had Faf, you had Virat, you had DK, you had what do you call
okay.
him,
Had you seen
Patidar?
enough of Cameron Green to say that he was going to be a
Yes, bro. Look at what he did
what?
in 2023 for Mumbai. He striked at an average of 50, bro. And
Huh?
he was playing good. And what, huh, bro? When
Where?
don't even come to this argument because me and you have spoken to Rishi about this, and we have. I'm sure you said like Cameron Green was a great batsman. He's a
No,
good
I
player,
like
and you
I'm
came into
saying
that
right.
statement. So don't take that
I'm
against
taking the
yourself, right?
same example as you. You said Phil Salt has played for 2 years. Cameron Green had only played for 1 year in the IPL.
He's played for 2 years, but Cameron Green for 2 years continuously he played well. Like I can't sit and say he didn't play well.
Bro, the same thing with Phil Salt. By the time when he came to RCB, he had only played 1 year of the IPL.
Who?
Cameron Green.
Bro, but I've seen Green play other formats. I've seen
Cameron
him play
Green.
Test. I've seen him play ODI. Like my
Oh,
whole
bro,
point is as a talent,
how are you getting Test cricket where he's batting at number 6 and he bowls number 6 and he bowls bats he
as a
bowls
cricketer,
to
I've,
number 6?
I've
How is that
seen,
God?
bro, I've seen Green as a cricketer, bro. Have you not seen KL Rahul as a cricketer? Are you saying just because he plays ODI number 6, he doesn't play T20, you're not going to say he's a good batsman for Delhi? Like, it's the same logic, bro. My whole point is I've seen them play. And even coming into the last year, I was confident with Green because we didn't need an opener. We didn't need certain things. We needed an all rounder, and we got that in Green, and I was happy with that. That's it. My whole point is last year batting lineup was actually very good. We were chasing 230, 240 with these. We almost chased 275, 280 in our own ground. We almost chased 230 in KKR. It's not like our batting was weak last year. I think our bowling was weak and our spin department was weak. Have we improved from that this year? No. And I think our batting has weakened because from the pure matter of fact, last year Kohli was in great form. We had the best openers, in my opinion. I mean, in history of IPL, it also proves that they're the best opener partnership. And also looking at a balance last year, it was better as a batting unit because we dropped Maxwell, we got like Green, we had like Will Jackson. We were very solid at a batting from the form they were in last year. Now, can I say the same this year? I can't say it, but because we had a better batting lineup last year, it's just my opinion, and it also proves because I saw what I saw. I can't just deny it, and I'm not saying I can't predict what RCB will play. These guys can be better, but me as a fan, looking from the history, looking from the outside perspective, I'm just not confident from what I saw last year. That's it. Like I can't do anything about it. And if I go into the season,
No, but
we can
that's
say
what I'm saying.
Kohli had a great last year,
What
but
are
he
you
can
basing
be
it off
very
of?
bad this year. I don't know about it. Like that's
What are
my
you
point.
not confident with? You're saying you're not confident Phil Salt after he struck at
Bro,
182 last year.
it was 1 year ago, Rahul. After that, I saw him play against West Indies in the series. He had a very streaky series. He scored a century. Next game, he got duck out. Then he scored 20. Then he got duck out. Like that's the whole point. Against India, he was below par. I'm sorry. In the CT, he was below par. Looking at him, even in the T20 World Cup, he was not that great. So I'm trying to go from the form of what the players are coming into. I'm not been confident in the auctions when I saw. I was fully excited over Salt, but take a step back, seeing what he's been doing. I can't just sit there and I'm saying, okay, this guy's going to be so short. He can literally have better season than last year. Okay, but without knowing anything, I can sit and say I don't know. When Faf came in, I saw him for a long time for CSK, and like last 2 years, I saw what he did, and then I could have that confidence saying, okay, we know Faf and Virat can do this because we have history with that. This is a new team, entire new team. I don't know what I'm getting. You really want to talk about guys like Bhuvi? Bro, Bhuvi averaged an economy of 10 last year, which was his highest ever in his IPL season. I don't think he ever crossed 8. I
Yeah,
was
but
watching all the SRH games last year.
he also played in Hyderabad. So we have to add
Bro,
that
we
where
are
he was
playing in
scoring.
Chinnaswamy Stadium, Rahul.
Yeah, but in Hyderabad they were scoring 250, 260 like every other game. So like
Bro, Hyderabad came
I
and
think
scored 280 in our ground. So what's the point?
yeah, fair enough. But I'm just saying like it was
Bro, the
happening
last year,
at
please go
it was
see
happening with
Bhuvi's
more
stats again.
clarity there.
Bro, go see Bhuvi's stats in Chinnaswamy Stadium last year. He was the highest runs conceded for the SRH player. I think he scored a half century in that game. And he got 0 wickets, if I'm not wrong. So, again, playing in Chinnaswamy, you saw how he got belted. Hazelwood, my only problem with Hazelwood, I haven't seen him. I don't know if his fitness issues. I don't know if he's going to be there. And looking at the entire spin unit, I don't think we have game changers in the spin department in Chinnaswamy, which I think you need to have your best spinners here because if you don't have good spinners, you're going to get smacked in Chinnaswamy, and it's a fact. You saw last year, it's always been like that. So again, I can't sit and say we are top of the department in everything. I think we're average in everything. We look promising in batting. I think the middle order is the only thing that's been buffed up over the previous years, where we've actually have more options. We have more options in the middle order this year. But apart from that, I really don't sit and say, okay, we are the best team out there and we can win. And I don't know how these guys are going to complement. So just as for me, looking outside, I just don't know where like we have the game changers. Like batting unit, last year I could sit and say like, Maxwell would be a game changer. Obviously, he had a bad season, but if I was a fan coming into the season, we could sit and say, bro, if you lose, Maxwell can do it because he did that in 2023. For me, right now, I can't. I can gain trust with what I see over the season, right? And from now, I just don't know what I can get. And it's not like these guys have been lighting up IPL for so many years where you can sit and say, yeah, he's a sure shot. If we signed Rashid Khan, we could be like, yeah, bro, this guy, even though he had a bad season last year, he's a sure shot because we know what he could do. But we haven't signed anyone like that to say, like, he can do it. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah, Shreya just saying Virat. Of course, like I think you can't leave him out because just because of what he's done. I think over 700 plus run season last year, and then he also had. Obviously we know Virat's pedigree in the IPL. We don't have to discuss more
But
centuries as well in the
but
competition.
Virat can also have a bad season. We don't know that. That's the
Bro,
point.
that can happen to anyone. Like that's my point. Like we can't
Yeah,
say
that's my point. I can't just say we have Virat. It's fine. Like that's my point, right?
no,
Like,
but all I'm saying is, yeah, obviously, even I don't think we're the best squad out there. I don't think like we're favorite to win the competition, but I think we've given ourselves a good chance of going very under the radar. There will if it to me it looks like RCB is going to stick to the same 11 and not make too many changes, which I would like, which I've always wanted over the years, and it
but
looks
we
like
had
it's going to
that
happen.
last year also. Like, over the past 3 years, that's been
No,
us. Like, we
like
don't
bro,
make
like
any change.
we
The
last two to
last
three
three
years,
years, we've
last
never
2 3 years has been much better, but like
But
yeah,
we've
like
never had options. That's what I felt like we lacked. Like even go last year, Will Jacks left India for this tournament. We didn't have any number three option, and we suffered in the playoff. It's the same thing. Like we just don't have enough options all over the park, and that's the issue with me with RCB. And this year we could have done that. You can say we didn't have a 30 crore purchase, 25 crore purchase, but you look at the players, we still spent a lot, bro. We spent a lot on Hazelwood, and we spent like what 25 crores on two spacers. Like if you look at it, we spent 20 crores on two wicket keepers. If you look at it, like we have spent a lot of money. You just can't sit and it's been more staggered, but it's still a lot on like too many players, and like we just haven't built a deep enough squad. We have like four foreign fast bowlers for no reason. We could have bought like that's what I'm saying. We could have got another Ben Duckett just for insurance. Like you don't know. Even if you need him as an option of a third batsman, like imagine if Bethel is not performing and you want to get another top order, you could have literally had Duckett in the team. Like for example, like the whole thing is you need to have options and we just don't have it, like from what I've
no,
seen,
I
like we
agree.
just
I agreed. Like I don't think there is enough depth, but I think genuinely that if you stick to your 11, choose whether you want to go with Bethel or Tim David. If you want Tim David towards the end or Bethel like as a number three as a left-handed option at the top, I think we're not that bad. Like I think RCB, I am fairly confident if Phil Salt clicks. He's the only if bro in my books. If Phil Salt has a good season, I think RCB are making top four quite easily. Rishi, you see them? Huh? You see RCB qualifying for the top four?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I don't. Actually, yeah. I think they should finish third or fourth because the way again, like you guys said, like if all things click for them, if one or two pieces don't fit, if say a spinner doesn't crack or if the batsmen fail to like, it's a big dependency on Phil Salt and to an extent the middle order also. One of Tim David, Romario Shepherd, whoever has to come in if like Livingston is not performing, then they have big responsibilities. So the run scoring is heavily dependent on one or two of these guys. And yeah, the spin department also. So if everything clicks, I don't see how you guys are not giving a good shot for second, third, like not even second, but third or fourth. But yeah, it all just takes like a couple of injuries or two or three people being out of form.
Bro, this
So
is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
if
Livingston will play 14 games even if he doesn't perform. It's even if we had a backup, say for
That's the
instance.
sad part, Rahul. We need to
No,
have
my point
options.
is that is just how it is going to. It's a short
Rahul,
tournament.
okay,
You
okay. So,
can't
so, so
change
But
yes,
everything
last year,
I really think Liam Livingston is going to play because he has something to offer from a spin
No,
perspective
but
also.
no, but
genuinely,
I'll give you an example, Rahul. Last year, Maxwell was playing pathetic. And luckily, we had Will Jacks to come in and replace him. If we didn't have Will Jacks, you realize the entire season we would have been handicapped. That's the whole point.
no, my
And that's
point
why I
is
talk about
my
you
thing.
have to have options.
The point is even if Maxwell was not performing, if
He got
he didn't
dropped.
pull out, if he didn't pull out himself, he would have played all the 14
He
games.
know he was in the squad. He used to be on the bench after that. He got dropped, Rahul. He only came
No,
into the
he
playoffs
left
because
No,
in
no,
the
no,
fact
he
that
Abadi.
Will
didn't.
Jacks
No,
left.
he left.
No,
Yeah,
he didn't.
bro.
He
He
never
had to
got
take.
dropped. He never got dropped.
Bro, he came back after that and he was sitting in the bench. Please go and
Yeah,
if you,
probably like
I'm
one
sorry.
game, Badi. But the point is, if he
Bro,
remained,
are
he
you
stayed,
like,
he would
can
have
you
played all
think,
14
bro,
games.
wait, can you think? Last year we had Will Jacks coming and replacing him who played every game until the playoffs, which he had to leave. So where is Maxwell playing in that squad? Can you tell me? He didn't play out till the playoffs where Will Jacks left. That's when he came back into the team. And that's as simple as that. Even
Yeah,
if, for
but that's what
example,
I'm saying. It was a forced change. If Maxwell did not leave, he would have played all
brother,
games.
that's not the point. The point is we had an option of coming with someone coming in for him. Like that's the point. We had an
Dude, the
option.
Badi, the point is
The whole point is we
that
had
if
options to play.
yeah, but the thing is, you don't make those changes anyways because you're banking on Maxwell to play 14 games. He will
Are
play
you
more.
telling you never make changes in a
I'm
starting
not saying you
11,
don't
brother?
make. I'm saying with certain players, you're not going to drop them. Like Virat Kohli will not get dropped even if he doesn't do well.
But that's
Maxwell would not
different,
have
bro.
gotten
Like
dropped.
my whole
Dude,
point is
Rahul, so
can get dropped,
do you think okay, so 6 games of
right?
seven out of 7 games, who Liam Livingston have like one good innings and hasn't contributed with the ball. Do you still think
I don't think he'll get dropped.
they're
I
not going to look
genuinely
at
don't
someone
think
like
he'll
Tim
get
when
dropped.
Tim David is there on the bench?
I
Because
think they
Tim
can.
David, to be fair, has been very handy for
Bro,
MI, has gone quite under the radar.
no, Tim
So
David is
I
okay. Like,
like
I don't think
probably he
so.
can't give as much with the ball, but at least with the bat, he can come in and give you that firepower needed. And when you have options like that, even Romario Shepherd to an extent, like again,
Right.
not like for like replacement, but I don't think he's as he's as irreplaceable as Glenn Maxwell because Glenn Maxwell, of course, when he didn't have that impact with the bat, he definitely could impact with the ball. He was bowling flat, whatever was needed for that Chinnaswamy pitch. Glenn Maxwell was providing a textbook. So you can say that okay, like on days most days he wouldn't be as dependable with the bat, but there were a fair few days where he could bowl. Can you say the same thing about Liam Livingston? Like I'm not saying he is that like irresponsible or reckless with the bat. I'm just saying if he has a lean patch of form, do you think he has enough credit in the bank, especially when guys like Tim David and Romario Shepherd are on the bench? I don't think so.
I genuinely think Livingston, they've got him in because they want to play him for all 14 games. Like,
But I agree. I'm not see, bro. I'm not telling it's about quality. I'm not saying Livingston's a bad player. I'm not telling Salt is a bad player. My whole point is, bro. For example, we have to replace a player with someone else. I'm again going to the fact that top teams need to have different replacements. Look at Delhi, bro, for example. Their batting is stacked. They didn't have to play certain players. They can still use a lot of foreigners. One foreigner is not playing. They can get someone else. They can literally get Faf if they don't have any opening options. My whole point is this: you have to have options staggered around your team to have a great team. You can say I like RCB having a small squad, but bro, throughout history, RCB have had only barely a starting 11 possible squad. Like after that, everyone else have been fringe players. Even last year, we never made much changes until player dropped or had to leave. Like 2 years ago, it was the same thing. We never had to make changes. We had like a depleted squad. We had to play them. Go back to that year also, like 2022, the year when we went to the playoffs, it was the same thing. So I've always think like RCB has had a small squad. I've always expressed the fact that dude, we have to be more dynamic as a team. Like you don't have to put so much into one player. Like imagine having two different spin options. Like that's more like handy, or having two different batting options. Like that's more handy. Like if you just put 2 crores for a Ben Duckett instead of 2 crores for an NGD, you would have had an batting option in the top three. Like you just have an option. I'm not saying it's needed and it's going to be this thing. And for me, that's my point with Rishi saying. I said like my middle order is not that bad because I know we have guys like Shepard and Tim David. If Liam Livingstone doesn't perform, at least you can put the fact that okay, if Livingstone's not performing, we have an option. I'm not saying it's going to be a matter of fact that okay, Living Liamstone has to play 14 games. The point is we have options in the middle order, but you look at the top order and at the bowling that just we don't have anything, and that's how it is. Like I can't help it.
Also, do you guys think Swapnil Singh starts as
Mm.
the second spinner, or probably as someone as impact sub? Like probably Jitesh Sharma is going to bat and then get hooked for Swapnil Singh.
You don't have any space for him in the squad. That's the thing. Like you
No,
have
he'll
three
No, no,
balls.
not in the 11. As someone like impact sub or something.
no
So
impact
say Phil Sort is going to be keeping, and then Jitesh is going to bat and then step out for Swapnil Singh. Do you guys think he has a place?
But in the starting 12, he doesn't have a place
Hmm.
because you have
No,
Krunal
but
Pandey already.
it's
Yeah, Kunal
possible
Pandey is
that
one.
no, but what he's saying is right, like it's possible that one of the batters, say you started Devdutt Padikkal or whoever,
No,
I'm
but you
just giving you
already
an
have two
example.
spinners, Rahul. We have
Who are
this
the
thing,
two?
Suyash and Krunal. You don't have a space for another spinner.
Oh wait, so wait, you guys are
No, but
start like so. If it
Suyash
were up
has
to you guys, you guys are starting Suyash over
yeah,
Swapnil
yeah,
Singh.
100%,
bro.
100%. But
Swapnil is a
no,
left
but
arm spinner. It
Left
goes.
arm
He
orthodox, correct?
no,
Yeah,
but it
but that
depends on
goes
where
with
they play.
Krunal, right?
But
He's a he's a
in
back.
Bangalore, I think they play like Rasikdar as the impact sub if they bowl second. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
like that's they're looking at Rasikdar as that extra option, but otherwise it's not. I don't genuinely don't think it's that like. See, bro, Josh Hazelwood, you know what you're gonna get if Hazelwood delivers like as he has for so many years, we'll
Yeah.
be fine. Okay, and then you have your other two fast bowlers. One is Bhuvi, of course,
Bhuvaneshwar
Bhuvi
Kumar
Kumar of a
and Yash
carrier and
Dayal.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Yash Dayal has been very good last year. I back Yash Dayal like 100%. So you have one like slightly like you're saying Bhuvneshwar Kumar, you're not sure what you're getting, but you have a fourth seamer in Rasik there. So it's not that doom and gloom. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not bad.
Also, wait, yeah, one more thing I want to ask.
Not bad. I'm not saying we're
So,
not bad.
guys, so one more thing I want to ask. So, yeah, last year, Yash Dayal opened the bowling and he was moving the ball quite well.
Beautiful,
So,
yeah, brilliant.
I'm guessing he's going to be the one opening bowler. Who
Yeah,
opens with him? Bhuvaneshwar
Oh,
Kumar or
Bhuvneshwar.
Josh Hazelwood?
no, no. Bowie will finish in
Bhuvi.
the top, and then you have to keep Dayal and Hazelwood for the death. Like Dayal
It's
is
bro. It's
better in the death.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar. It's Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Yash Dayal, bro. 4 overs straight up or at the top has to be.
Yeah, but you'll have to keep
So,
him in
Rahul, so for
the
you, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Yash Dayal, are they for you?
same thing. But like I also you'll have to keep Dayal for the death also because like you have to play him in death. Like I
But do you
can't.
not think he's better utilized when the ball is new and he's
He
able to
can
move
bowl
it,
three in a
like
power
move
No,
it
play.
inside to righties?
He can bowl
but
three in a power play, but
you
that's
can't
your
use all. You
but
can't
that's
use
where we
all.
have yeah no
Hmm.
sorry.
You can't use all four, bro. Like even last year we had
Yeah,
Siraj
not
Singh
all
was
four,
well.
of course.
But this is what I'm saying. There is the element of bringing in Rasik Dar, which is going to make a difference because he's going to bowl at the death. You know
Rashid
why
Khan
you're
balls in the
playing him.
middle.
He's the
He
guy he will take
No,
pace
no,
of the ball.
no.
He can
He can
Rashid
okay,
take
Khan
but he
pace of
can
the
uses
ball.
also bowl
pace
towards the
ball
left.
always in the middle. If you look at Delhi, also
No,
bro. I'm
he
not sitting and telling like, bro, we have the worst squad. That's never my opinion. My whole point is what I've seen in the previous years. You need to have a dynamic squad. We just don't have that depth and dynamic squad. Like again, look at KKR last year. Bro, look at CSK, bro. That year they could literally swap any batsman in the top three and they were still good enough. And like that's my point. We just don't have that enough. And also, to be fair, coming to us playing in a slow track like something like Chennai, I think we will struggle because Salt can't play spin. Like that's the fact, and like our number three can't play spin. Like that's a fact. Like only good player who can play spin are Liam Livingstone and to an extent, I mean obviously even Rajat Patridar. There's only two players. Like I would worry for RCB if they're playing spin. Last year I didn't have that issue because I think we were very strong there. But this year I think we do lack in that department also like batting against spin. So like
Mm.
I don't know, bro. We don't have the firepower there to like back it up, in especially in the middle overs.
Interesting RCB squad. We're gearing up again. Like, of course, we're getting close to the scene. Open box. Uh,
Unbox.
Yes,
Technically the same thing.
Yeah.
unbox tomorrow. RCB unbox tomorrow. It's on Monday for anybody who wants to catch it and watch it.
Adi, are you going for the unbox event?
Are you
Nah,
going,
bro.
guys? Bro, 1 second. Is it? Are they broadcasting it? Like last year it was broadcasted.
Nah, nah, you have to pay for it. It's always you have to pay for it. They don't
Wait,
broadcast
but
it.
last year
Are
there
they
was so much
broadcast? I think
backlash.
that's what like.
They refunded the amount or something, no?
I don't
Mm,
know, but you have to pay in $100,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
99.
Last year there was so much backlash for it because they
This
charged the
year you have to
unboxing.
pay, bro. You have to pay 99
Hey,
bucks
I'm
this
saying
year.
last year also, damn. Last year they charged, and then there
yeah,
was so much
they
backlash
did
that
charge.
they had to
Last year also
refund
they
the amount.
charged. They charged
I
last
am
year.
not. I think it was because the stream
Hmm.
was not working, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so yeah, unbox tomorrow. What else? That's it, guys. We're getting ready. RCB KKR on Saturday. It's just 6 days uh to go for that
How are you
one.
feeling, guys?
It's exciting,
Are
bro.
you guys confident?
It's very
I'm
exciting.
excited, bro. I don't know about confidence, but it's just nice to see something new. Because for me, it's like unknown, bro. I
Hmm.
have no. That's like for
Bro,
me, like I have no expectation because it's something new. I really can't say after a 3 year cycle. It's like exciting to see because we have different players to what we had before. But yeah,
Hmm.
confidence.
yeah,
Like
like
I don't think we'll be bad. Like that's not my point. But to win the IPL, for me, it's a big stretch. Like that's all.
I'm excited, bro, for this one, especially against KKR. Of course, they've on one end you've got Varun Chakravarti who's in the form of his life. On the other end, they don't have
We
the
don't have
strongest.
anyone in our form of our life.
They don't
They don't have, but they don't have the strongest like batting order. So I
batting.
think they can
Yeah.
be brought at. So if RCB go there, and if you
To be
start
fair, they
winning the
have
ball,
Gurbaz who's batting in the form of his life.
he's not where he had a terrible Champions Trophy.
Where does his yeah, he was pretty
T20
bad in
World.
the Champions
Oh,
Trophy.
did we not watch T20 World Cup? The same T20
Hardly
World Cup.
over 1 year over.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, so now you want to use 1 year logic.
No,
Interesting.
but I'm saying that was the
Oh, for
IPL.
Salt, it
Last year,
doesn't make
Salt,
sense.
I was telling you in the IPL, like I was telling his IPL record.
Bro, Gurbaz performed like crazy in the IPL for KKR last year in the playoffs or whatever.
But like it's not like he's
Also, Rahul, on what basis are
out.
you saying KKR doesn't have a good batting lineup? Like,
Bro, I don't think it's the most deadly batting lineup. You've got a Quinton de Kock who doesn't play for South Africa now. Okay, then
Bro, but he's
what?
still a deadly player to be fair. Like
Bro, now
Quinton de
Quinton
Kock
de
is
Kock,
always
they
smashed
have
against RCB first of
Ramanullah
all.
Gurbaz, they have Rinku Singh, they have
bro,
Rahane who can give that start. They have
once
guys
again,
like
the top
Venkatesh
four.
Iyer, Andre
Listen.
Russell.
The top four is Quinton de
Hmm,
Kock,
hmm,
your Gurbaz,
hmm.
uh, Rahane, and number four is not Rinku Singh. It's that the other
Venki
guy,
Iyer.
what? Venki Iyer.
Venki
I'm
Iyer,
not
and then
scared
there's
of that top
Ramandeep
four.
No,
Singh
I'm not.
I
You
or
don't think
can't sit
that's
and say Venki Iyer is not better than like our top four. Like you can't just sit and say they're not good.
bro. I would take Rajat Patidar over Venki Iyer like in a heartbeat. Like
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, Venki
easily.
Iyer has played better cricket and won an IPL. So what's the difference? Like you can't sit and say he's not good enough. That's my point. He
No, I'm
literally
not
won
saying
the
he's
IPL
not good
last year.
enough. I'm just saying they're not. It's not a top four that scares me. If I
hmm.
like if I go to say like a Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, and whoever Heindel Klassen, obviously I'm more squared of that. Like this is bro
Ishan
in
Kishan,
this top four
seriously.
you have a Venki Iyer who doesn't play for India. You've got
So Rajat Patidar plays for India.
Quinton de Kock. One second,
Wait,
Quinton de Kock who
Patidar
doesn't
plays
play
for
for
India.
Quinton de Kock
Patidar plays
doesn't
for
play for
India.
South Africa,
Patidar
and then
Devdutt plays for India.
Devdutt is
Devdutt
not
plays
going
for
to
India.
open. He's not going
How
to
do you
play.
know
He's
that?
not in the
How
top
do you
four.
know that? Bro, okay,
That is
you want to have a
that's my
bet
prediction.
on. Are you
It's my
saying
predict.
against KK?
I
Okay,
think
wait. On against KK, are you saying Devdutt won't play?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know what they're going to do.
Brother,
But
you
in
literally
my,
said he won't
he's
play, and then you're
not in
saying I
my
don't know
top
what.
four. If I had to
I
predict a
wait.
top four
Do
for
you?
RCB, he's
Ah,
not there.
I don't think he's gonna start right off the
Yeah,
bat.
even I don't
Bro,
think he's going to
Bethel's
start.
coming off an injury. He's not going to play. He's not
Oh
trained with
wait,
RCB
yeah,
yet.
correct. Bethel's coming off an
Yeah, okay.
injury.
Even if Bethel doesn't play,
But yeah, I think
you
that
can
just
move Rajat
means
Patidar to
the
number
Tim
three and
David
play
might
him
just
instead
play.
as
Yeah.
well.
Bro, they have to play a left-hander. He's the only left-hand option. He's going to play. There's no other option. You can't do anything about
We'll
it, I
see.
guess.
Like I don't know. If it was up to me again, I would not start Devdutt. Like it would not
It
be
isn't,
in my top.
but like he's going to play, Rahul. That's a fact. Like you
I
can't.
don't know. Like I genuinely don't know. If I genuinely thought that he was not going to play, I would say yeah, he's not going to play.
So
Or
why
like
do you think Bethel would play but not Devdutt?
Bethel, just in terms of more explosivity, like obviously brings a lot more. Like he's way more
Bro,
explosive than Devdutt is.
yeah, but my point is, if
Yeah.
to be
Why are
fair,
you so
it's not.
surprised with that?
He's point is like he's not going to play, and the point is if he's not playing, who else will play as a left-hand option? Like that's my whole
I
point.
mean,
It is going
see,
to be Devdutt.
yeah. So it doesn't. You don't have to necessarily play a left-hander. No,
You
it's not
have to
a
have at least one left-hander in your batting
why.
order, bro.
Why?
Because you just need the option, brother. Like, what do you mean? Why?
Okay, last year we played without a lefty. Nobody was saying anything then. We played, no.
Need it?
Yeah.
I think that was one of. Is
The point
Virjas a
is,
lefty? I don't think so.
nobody cares. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to happen. Of course, it's a good thing to have a lefty in there,
Wait,
but
Viljax is right.
yeah,
I don't remember, bro. I can't remember.
yeah. I mean, he's
He
right hand.
scored. Yeah, he scored.
I know for a fact there was no lefty in the first top six, but yeah, it's just it is what it
So
is.
then, who? Then we don't have a batting number three. Then, if you're saying Devdutt won't play,
Rajat Patidar.
Rajat Patidar.
he won't come that early. He doesn't play
This
number three.
Rahul,
He can,
no,
Patrick.
this
There's nothing to
last year
Bro,
ban
so
him.
you
that was
what?
the Adi, that was the drum that Rahul kept banging on last year. Remember, he was
He'll
like, "Bro,
definitely
he's not
back
getting to
him.
play power play. He needs to come in. He needs to have that
Bro,
freedom. This,
stop
that."
this
Just one
logic
second, bro.
again,
If
bro.
you
Please
guys,
stop this logic.
after all the nonsense you said about Rajat Patidar, he's the captain, by the way. Now, if he was not if there was no player there, no. First of all, there would not be this much trust in him. He's retained
Bro, he's the
and
captain
he's
because we don't
captain.
have another captain, Rahul. It's as simple as that. Don't glorify it now.
I'm
If we
not.
You
had a
don't,
comment section, he'd be
yeah,
the
like
captain.
it's not
It's
that deep.
like
You guys, yeah,
Okay,
he's
fine.
a decent player, okay. Like, I'm not saying he
So
isn't
that's what
good
I'm
and all. He
saying.
doesn't
He's a good
deserve to be
player.
captain and all. But like,
He's
it's
more
a
than a decent player.
it's a lot of things. Like you guys didn't have a long term future. You don't have a star there who you can bank on for the long term. Like he was your find. He was your star player or whatever. That's why you gave him the captain's armband, like
So that's
because
my
he's
point. He's
there for
more
the
than
long
a
term.
yeah. So Rajat Patidar and he himself has come out like in interviews, like where he was like, they was asked like, do you want to come out like when the spinners are on? And he said, no, I actually genuinely like playing fast bowlers more than spinners. I would like to play a little higher up. So there is a very good chance that if
Every
they want,
batsman
they
will
could
tell,
play
yeah, I
faster.
like pressure. I
Yeah.
want to play under batting pressure. I want to like I tend to thrive under pressure. That's not
But
something he's
Rahul,
come like.
wait. My
No,
whole
no,
point
that's not
was
what
you
he
were
said.
talking,
He said,
but
I
wait.
want to
My
play
whole
the
point
game.
was you were telling RCB had a great batting lineup with Bethel being number three and Patida being number four. Now suddenly, that if that's not the case for the first match, I'm only talking about the first match against KKR,
Okay.
not like the
Hmm.
entire season. I don't think Bethel will start because he's just coming off an injury and we don't know
Okay.
what we're going to get from him.
Okay.
We're not
Fine.
going to put a 21-year-old into his IPL game this quickly.
Okay.
And again, my point is, who is going to be number three? Are you suddenly saying Patida's your number three now? Suddenly, like against KKR?
Yeah. What do you mean suddenly?
Yeah,
Like, that's okay. What is
bro,
the
what do
issue?
you mean suddenly means all this time you were telling Bethel was a number three, right?
Brother, you're asking me a question saying Bethel won't play. So now obviously I can't have Bethel there. No.
Yeah, yeah. For the first game, you
So
can't.
then obviously I'm
The,
going to give you a different name. I'm giving you
yeah,
a
the
I'm
different
saying
name is
Patidar is
different
like
from
a
saying your number four is a number three, right? For
so
example,
what?
for Mumbai, if number four is not Tilak Sharma, they're going to get in a replacement for Tilak Sharma. Or if Sky is not going to be able to play, they're going to put Tilak Sharma number three, maybe. But my point is, what is going to happen for RCB? It's not going to be the same thing.
Brother, my point is there is no problem in Rajat Patidar batting at three. That's not at all an issue. Like that
Bro,
can work.
number three, but then what happens to your number four, five, six, da? Because we don't have number four then. We don't have a number
We
five
have it's
then.
Livingston at four, then you have Jitesh Sharma at five, and then you
Bro,
go
now
either
only
with
you were
Tim
saying
David. You
Livingstone
go with
plays
Tim
number
David
five,
at
he comes
six.
in the death.
Huh?
Bro, you're saying Livingstone's a good death player, he plays in the death well. Now you're suddenly promoting him at
No,
number
I
four.
think
Like, he
Livingston
doesn't play
can bat
number
at
four.
four
Where
as
does
well.
he ever play number four?
Livingston has batted at four for England. It's not like he can't do it. That's
Number
my point.
four?
Yes,
Were
yes,
we
he
watching the
has.
same
He's
T20? He
brother.
wasn't
I
batting at
I
number four.
followed Livingston's career. He has batted at number four for England. If you go and watch games, he has batted at four for England.
Bro,
I'm just telling you what I've seen.
I've not seen him bat
Livingston has also
consistently at
batted
number
at four for Punjab. He can bat at four. There is no point. There's no problem with Livingston coming in at four. Then you can go to Tim David at six. That's not an issue at all. It's all about whether they want to play Bethel or they want to play Tim David. Eventually it just comes down to that, and it's as simple as that. Rajat Patidar and Livingston, I think, are
Bro,
fine.
I'm
They're
sure
flexible.
we're going to have to see Devdutt in the first game. It's a for fact. Like,
See
you
that
can't do.
that I don't know. Like obviously, if it happens, it happens. Then I can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. But I personally would not have him like start the game. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up with that, guys. Nice little chat. So you guys don't think RCB have it in them to win the IPL this year? Um, I'm saying I'll give them a chance.
Win it
Bro, as a fan,
outright.
you'll
No,
always
yeah,
give
you
us
give him a
as a
chance.
chance. Rahul, yes or
I'll give
no?
them
Don't.
I'll give
That's such
RCB
a
a
that's such
70.
a cop
I'll give
out,
RCB a 70% chance.
bro. Yes or no? Can you win it or not? That's it. Like that,
Yeah,
everyone has a
I think the
chance.
team.
Okay,
Yeah, I
wait.
think RCB
See,
can.
can you win it? That's a. I think once you go to the final, it's anybody's game. But can you make it to the top two?
Yeah,
No
I think
chance,
RCB
bro.
can.
Are you telling
If
RCB
Phil
is the
Salt, the
top two
only
best
the
team?
genuinely the for me the only caveat is Phil Salt, bro. If Phil Salt clicks,
Caveat.
we
Wow.
can do it.
Bro, like
100.
that, I can say if Rohit Bumrah is bowling the best form of his life, if Bolt is bowling the best form of his life, if Rohit Sharma is batting the best T20 career of his life, they'll be the best team. Like, we can't sit and say
No,
that.
but
Like,
that's
every
not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that for every player. I'm just saying there's one player because of like obviously coming into
bro,
the tournament with not
bro,
good
come on,
form.
bro. We literally had the most clutch player in the world click for us every year, and we still never won an IPL. So I can't really sit and say if Salt is going to perform, we're going to win the IPL. Like it's just such a big stretch.
I'm going to give RCB a 70-80% chance.
You're saying Salt is that difference maker for RCB after all these years of ABD? That's like insane.
Yeah, I think can be a difference maker. I think he's very good. Let's see.
Damn, bro. Like Harry Brooks, right?
Yeah, apparently he's said
Oh
to be
yeah, Rahul.
he's said to be England's white ball captain, by the way.
Who?
So
Who? Harry Brook.
Harry Brook.
Oh, what a flex,
Word on
bro.
the
I saw his
street is
performances over the past.
word on the street is he's ran from the grind, from the IPL grind. He's
He
banned for
can't see
2 years.
ball.
What
I
happened,
told you,
Rahul?
bro. I told you he can't see the ball. Can't help it. Can't do
Hmm.
much about it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, let's wrap it up with that. Thanks guys for watching. Please like and share the videos. Subscribe to Sports Kabri. We will see you soon. And yeah, have a good IPL.